Kristen Williams, daughter of Sheila and the late Doug Williams. And Abigail Suplik, daughter of Gary and Joanne Suplik. The dance team, Megan Neufeld, daughter of Darren, Donna Neufeld. Macy Sigel, daughter of Jake and Christy Sigel. And Jaden Slifer, daughter of Lynn and Trudy Slifer. Your Warrior football team, Will Olivan, son of Barbara and the late Gary Olivan. Jake Hess, son of Sherry and Brian Hess. Seth Lanning, son of Jean and Tracy Lanning. Braden Mercer, son of Chris Mercer. Todd Pallick, son of Jackie. And Brandon Lang, son of Rick and Angela. Thank you, seniors and parents, for your support, dedication, commitment to Marion High School over the past years. We appreciate you. Wish you the best of luck as you continue your senior year. Let's have one more round of applause for our seniors for 2020-21.
second half. I think that's definitely something in week 3 that you want to try to build upon. Try to get yourself a little further along in the game, be competitive, and try to get it. Try to get 4 quarters of good football. As far as the Kingman team goes, and it says one of the first things you read on the scouting report is they are going to be physical and they are going to punch you in the mouth. Talked with Coach Jordan Metro today a little bit at lunch, and he said that is 100% fact, is what they printed on the sheet, is that they expect to get punched in the mouth from the first snap of the game, and it's going to be about how our kids respond. And I think that is going to tell the whole story of the game early on, is how we handle the physicality of this Kingman team and how we respond. I'm looking forward to it. It's a beautiful evening.
Yes, it is.
We're in week 3 of high school football. Really, some of us didn't think we were going to get to this point a couple months ago. So it's a gorgeous evening. I hope it's a great football game tonight.
We'll go down to Darren in just a moment, but I want to say, Roger, just to back up what you just said, the first sentence in the scouting report is, Kingman will be the most physical and balanced team we have seen so far this season. That, I think, if Coach puts that in what he's giving out to his team, he's sending them a message, you got to step up.
Yep.
I mean, you could say, well, that's terrible. You're scaring them. Well, it's football. If you get scared, you shouldn't be playing.
Right. And you don't want to lie to your kids. When we give a team a scouting report for a baseball game, I'm not going to say that a pitcher throws 62 miles an hour when he throws 87. Like, it's just, you're setting your kids up for failure. So why tell them they're not going to get hit in the face when, in fact, on the first snap of the game, everybody's going to get their chin strap?
There you go. and speaking of rattling chin strap, there's a guy down there that can rattle a chin strap with the best of them. Darren Neufeld, what are your thoughts?
Not sure how that came about, but okay. I'll tell you what, especially last week on the road, we were in that half quarter, and then all of a sudden just take apart. But, I read the same scouting report. We just got to come out and fight back. Nice thing about week 3, yes, you got to figure out a way to play hard from here on out. But guess what? Last games don't mean anything. District play doesn't. This got to.
Well said, Darren.
And we are lining up for kickoff here. We
Doing the kicking.
thought we were going to have to fill for about 12 minutes, but obviously time flies when Roger's talking.
That's the truth.
Mercer will be kicking off the ball for the Warriors. Good end-over-end kick. Going to make the end zone. And we've got a Warrior player on the seat of his pants, and we had a, what are they again, Eagle on the seat of his pants.
First down, Kingman.
You saw 2 Warriors?
I saw 2 Warriors.
Okay.
First snap. I guess that's not really a thing. So far, the scouting report is correct.
I couldn't tell if you were signaling me that there were 2 people down or if you were signaling me something with one of those fingers.
No, not yet.
All right, we've kind of built this Kingman team up like Chicago Bears or something. Let's see how they do here. Got what we would call the full house backfield handoff, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he is. Newcomer number 76. There you go. Over the PA. I just heard his name for the first time. He's a recent addition to the Marion team.
Yeah, we were a little worried. Sports early on talked to the AD a couple weeks ago. They weren't sure if Casey was going to grant him eligibility on the move. Glad that all worked out, and he's in a uniform tonight.
2nd down and 13. Pass over the middle of the field. Oh, it's complete. And that's going to go all the way. There was a lot of pressure on. There was pressure on the quarterback. He got that away over the outstretched arm of a defensive player, and there's a touchdown. Boom.
If we're able to catch the replay here, Nathan Hoffner had a chance to get a hand on that ball from his safety position and just kind of tried to undercut the route a little more than he should have, and it ended up going for 6. In some of the scouting report, we talked about when they get into a 2nd and long, 3rd and long, it's almost an automatic pass for them based on their first. I think there you get a 2nd and long right off the bat. Saw that to be accurate.
Got movement on the line. Warriors jumped across. I think they were drawn. Yeah, they're going to back them up 5 yards after point after attempt. Got an official, white hat out there that's just very professional with his just microphone.
Much better than the
pleased with
guys in
this
the
guy.
booth.
I was going to throw that out, so I'm glad you said it first, Roger.
Ten officials looking for work. Crowd.
You-
Warmed up.
You know, you said it right on that. Hoffner tried to undercut that pass, and if he goes for the player instead of the ball, it's maybe he probably would have knocked it out of his hands.
Right.
If anything, it's a 15-yard gain, and he tried to be the hero on that one and pick one off, and just misread the pass coming at him.
And it was a well thrown ball. There's no taking anything away from there. It hit the receiver right in stride, right in the hands. Just I thought the safety play could have been slightly better to again make it a 15-yard gain or maybe even knock the ball away.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Hoffner, by the way, I think everything you guys are saying is true. Keep in mind, he's a sophomore.
Yep.
And, you'll learn
Right.
out there in these situations.
Absolutely.
Well,
Trial by fire.
And the other thing is, when I saw that pass go over Hoffner, I thought, that's over everybody. That receiver did something that we don't see a lot of receivers do, especially at high school level, and that's keep running full bore.
Run under the ball.
He did not break stride one bit from the time he started his route.
So we're 7-0, and we're just not even out of the first minute of the first quarter here. Hopefully the Warriors can do something offensively. That is one thing that was noted by Coach in the scouting report, is that we started to show a little bit of movement on offense in that second game, which was pretty stagnant in the first. Good kick, going to be taken at the 8.
There's a seam.
Yep.
Had a little brief seam there to get the ball out to the 28 or so.
Closed pretty quick.
Kickoff by
Yeah, the brief
Hunt.
seam actually closed from the guy that was running up the sideline. He actually curled back in and caught him from the side. Otherwise, it was a nice little seam from my vantage point down here. If Alvin could have got past that one, he actually would have had another 15, 20 yards.
Looking at it right here.
Yep, that's exactly right, Darren.
So the Warriors come to the line, 29-yard line, 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Handoff, going to pick up 4 yards.
Hoffner on the carry.
Nathan Hoffner on the carry. Kobe Schreiber.
Guys, I think you'll agree with this. After the tough time the Warriors had in the first game moving the ball, and then seeing a little bit of success in that second game, they didn't blow the doors off anything, but they had some offense. It would be nice just to get some first downs.
Yeah. And, we talked about in that first game, they couldn't get the defense off.
Right.
That would be a huge, go a long ways today, keep their defense off.
Quick movement there by the newcomer. He just obviously hadn't had a chance to get a lot of snap reps yet with the team. So he just barely moved ahead of the snap.
Going to push the Warriors back to a 2nd and long 12. Ingles is up top on your screen. Mercer in motion. The handoff again to Hoffner, and he's going to get a couple.
Nathan Hoffner on the carry. Tanner Clark.
Let's set up
On
a
the
3rd
tackle.
and long here. Expect the Warriors to go to the air some way, shape, or form. Could be with screen play, try to push the ball down the field.
3rd and 11, and that's just that's kind of been a lot of that this year, and that's just tough on the kids. Jonathan Freeze, a freshman on the near side. Good pass from Lanning. Get to the way. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
2 Warriors in the area. Not sure who exactly it was intended for.
I think it might have actually been intended for Ian coming across because it was a little high on the wheel.
Let's look here, and you can see the Warriors have 2 players right there. generally you have two players that close together. That's not the way the play is supposed to go.
No.
So, all right, 4th and 11. Nice snap, well handled. Going to be downed on the 48-yard line, maybe closer to the 49. Eagle side of the field. Who are our first quarter sponsors, Roger?
Our first quarter sponsors are Eagle Communications, Prairie Partners, Marion National Bank. Thank you to those sponsors and all of our allowing us to do what.
Just what is it that we do?
Not sure, but we do something.
We do something.
You make fun of the sideline reporter.
We do that, yeah. That's one of our things.
Ball on the ground on the snap. That was Ingles.
Ingles gets in, wraps him up around the ankles for
Yeah,
a very
all the way
short, if any,
on the
gain at
carry.
all.
I think they're going to mark it for no gain, be a 2nd and 10.
You know, you look out there right now at our interior line on D, and that's a nice looking, solid defensive up front line.
Pretty beefy.
I mean, it looks great. So I hope we can do something with it.
Quarterback's going to roll this direction. Just a pump fake. He's going to go down short of the first down, but nice gain. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on that.
Puts it into a real 3rd and manageable here for Kingman on their 2nd drive of the game.
Jake Hess on the tackle.
Kingman has that was a very brief huddle. The receivers on each side didn't even join the huddle. In the shotgun, quick pass out this side, caught. And he pushed out of the bounds. He's got the first down.
Pretty simple play there. They've got trips to the far side of the field and one-on-one down here on the near side, and just a quick little hitch route to pick up the first down.
Nice pass by the quarterback. No chance that it wasn't going to get to his receiver and his receiver only.
Yep, came out on time. As soon as his back foot hit the ground, it was ready to go.
Eagles well into Warrior territory. Ball on the 37. Quarterback keep. Get the ball just short of the 35. So short gain.
Trevor Schaefer's on that.
Yep.
One of the freshman starting linebacker there. Great tackle.
The Warriors have been wonderful on first down on every series so far.
So far, yeah.
2nd and a long 8. Handoff, the man coming right up the middle. He's going to pick up 6 to 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and short.
Schaefer's again.
Trevor Schaefer.
No, well, you go ahead.
I was going to say 2 weeks ago, we were having to make that call Seth by himself.
Yes.
So, we've come a long way in 2 weeks from that standpoint.
Schaefer's another one of those freshmen we've talked about. Here's the pass play. Caught on the far sideline. Drugged down by Miles Olson.
Another quick developing pass play there. Short routes. Quarterback's getting the ball out on time. Doing a great job playing his keys.
First and 10 from the Warrior 21. 7:25 mark. First quarter. Got a flag.
Yeah. Kingman tried to come out there in kind of a bunch formation, and I think somebody was moving before they actually got the snap.
It was the back to the right of the quarterback was moving before the snap.
Yeah, they'd been running basically a 4-wide spread, either 3-1 or 2-by-2, and there they tried to run kind of a bunch sweep style play on 1st and 10, and not everybody got set.
They'll make it a 1st and 15, and see if the Warriors with a little cushion there, if we can perhaps hold and force them to make a decision. That, again, first down, short gain, about a yard.
Jeff Holloway.
And we've seen the same thing on first down on every first down play, outside of the one that just got negated by a penalty. It's some sort of read option in the middle of the line. So we'll see.
That was actually Hess that got around. He shot up the field so quick he was able to catch it kind of from behind.
Yeah.
One back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to throw the other side. Yes, it is. Receiver screen, and good job by the Warriors. Couldn't see who had that first hit, but
Olsen,
he just hung on and waited for help.
It was Miles Olsen that caught him by the leg and held on long enough for the rest of the plan to get there.
3rd and we'll call it 11. It's a long 11. Quarterback rolling this direction. He's got 3 receivers out here. Just toss it at, oh, took a good hit. Who was that? Number
Jake
2,
Hess.
Jake Hess.
No, Jake Hess.
Yep.
So I said maybe with that 5-yard penalty, we can have a little extra cushion in here and force them to make a decision. And the only decision here, they're not going to punt.
No, they're not going to punt. The kicker looked like he had a fair leg as he attempted that PAT.
Right.
I don't know.
I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise me because what are they on the 22? So
Yeah.
37-yard field goal. Maybe it's just out of his range.
Down the far sideline. Oh, drops it in perfectly. That's a touchdown.
Cornerback was a couple steps behind on this play. You can see here on the replay at the top of your screen. Just get almost a 4 vertical look, or at least the 3 guys there on film and on the screen.
That's a well-executed play and a good
Yep.
catch for a high school squad.
Actually, so far, I got to credit quarterback Kingman. He is reading plays well and finding the right spot to go to.
Yep.
And the extra point is good.
DAT
So Kingman goes up 14-0 at the 6:30 mark, first quarter. Guys, I don't want to hurt your egos or anything by that. I'm talking to Roger and Darren, but last week I watched the fine job that you guys did and the fine job that Gene did with the camera. I did not stick around for the 5th quarter. How did that?
It was interesting. Well, I was sitting on my couch just like you were, and I watched it.
Well, yeah, I know I didn't mean to be on your couch, but
You were on my couch?
said
Well, in the 5th quarter, there was only 20 plays.
And it was only
And
with
it was
us on
only
defense. Yeah.
Right, because we didn't have the offensive staff to do 20 plays on offense also.
So here's a conversation, and I think we've got a couple seconds before the kickoff. Did the decision at the end of the varsity game to kneel on the football, did that have anything to do with maybe not having the fresh bodies for the 5th quarter that was already scheduled?
No, I don't think
Was
so.
that just let's get out of Dodge before
Yeah.
anybody else gets hurt, possibly? Okay.
And because we'd had a couple guys go down during
Absolutely.
the game that were on the sideline with ice on them. Really, all I got to say about the 5th quarter is speed kill.
Phew.
Because Douglas had several fresh sophomores that, when they blew by our guys, made us look like we were jogging and we were going.
Oh, it looked like our guys were wearing
Really?
cement cleats. Yeah. Little quarterback mouth, too, by the way. By the 5th quarter, I was pretty riled up, and he was mouthy.
That was Jeremiah.
Warriors take the ball at the 15. Nice return. Going to get the ball across the 30. Good job by Alabama.
One more time, just one more block at the right opportune time, and he's got, an extra 20, 30 yards.
Yep.
Will all have been on.
Speaking of mouthy, I was talking to somebody from El Saline who was telling me about the El Saline quarterback that I was telling them about the play where he negated a 15-yard penalty against us by getting one on himself with his mouth. All right, 1st and 10 from the 31. Another penalty. Yep, procedure penalty on the Warriors. Obviously, when you're having trouble moving the ball and having trouble keeping drives alive, starting with a penalty is just kiss of death.
Not ideal. Get behind the chains from the kick.
All right, back to the 26, see if the Warriors can get something going. Showed a little bit of a passing game last week. Lanning keeps options around this end, makes a nice move. Good gain. He's going to pick up nearly 10 yards on that play.
Yeah, and unfortunately, our tailback paid the price for a nice play fake because he took one right on the chin strap.
Hoffner got drilled, but I'll tell you what, Lanning played that one perfect. He actually had it in Hoffner's gut, pulled it out, and took off. So it was a great read by Lanning.
Yep. Nice pickup, sets up a second and we'll call it 4 and a half.
It's a short 5, a long 4. I'll let you call it whatever
call
you
it 4
want.
and a half.
Which that means that was 10 yards.
Yeah.
Because we had a 5-yard penalty. So
Yep.
that was a nice 10-yard pickup for the Warriors. Do it again.
Warriors have two people split out on this side, one on the far side. Backfield. Lane's going to keep it again, wants to get it away. It's there, and it's picked off. An immediate tackle. But going to give the ball back to the Eagles in Warrior territory.
Great play by the free safety there, number 10 from Kingman, Avery Albright. He undercut the route. Seth was just a little bit late getting the football out. I think he had an opportunity to deliver that ball, but rolling to kind of his weak side and delivering that ball a little bit late gave the defender an opportunity to get in there.
Ball's at the 42-yard line of the Warriors. End off fullback. And again, very little gain.
That time it was Palak.
Todd Palak, first time we've called his name tonight on the defensive side. It will not be the last.
I got a feeling, I haven't been watching the interior line blocking scheme, but I got a feeling that's probably where they've been sending their blocks all night is to Palak, and it's just finally, in those first couple series, Schaefer did a good job coming from the other side, weak side, and making the play.
Sweep around that left side. Got the corner turned. Oh, big hit there, but he powered right through it and had a nice gain on that play.
Got near the first down marker. Not sure where they're going to mark him out of bounds. Looks like around the 35 or 36. 36.
That'll make it 3rd and 4. Warriors trail 14-0 after the turnover, trying to hang on here and avoid going down 3 scores in the first quarter. Back going to get crossed, or rather inside the 35 and very close to the first down. Don't think he's got it.
Actually, that was our newcomer there came in and horse-collared him at the end and pulled him back from getting that first down.
Yeah. Low snap kind of threw off the timing of that play from the get-go, but they were still able to get a couple positive yards there.
Be a nice time to see that Warrior defensive line just explode here. It's 4th and a long one. Tackle in the backfield would be great. Timeout. That's the first timeout of the Tampa State Bank timeout.
You know what? On that last play there, they tried to get Marion to jump.
They did, and I love the discipline. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
That's probably the best defensive play of the night, actually.
Yeah.
Not giving up a cheap first down.
Absolutely, and the great part about it was they did that, and they would stay disciplined out of a different look. If you watch, they walk up Trevor Schaefer's into almost a nose guard situation. He gets down in a 3-point stance right over the top of the center. Kind of a change, put them in like a 5-man front, and to be able to stay disciplined and play their responsibilities, watch the football instead of listen to the count, worked out really well.
Well, we've got a good crowd tonight, and they're actually responding pretty well to the Marion cheerleaders down on the sideline. Got the cheerleaders and the dance squad, I believe. Not good when you're in the first quarter and you're already talking about the cheerleaders and the dance squad, but they're doing a nice job.
They do a great
down
job.
There. All right, 2nd and a long one. Roger, do you just try to pound it up the middle, or do you go to the air and?
I think based on the front that the Warriors are giving them, they're going to throw it, which I'm a little late saying that. Somebody got caught peeking, it looked like.
Touchdown, the Eagles.
Another touchdown pass for the Eagles. Put them up 20-0.
Completed to 8. Albright.
That's the 2nd touchdown on a 4th down.
Oh, that's a good point, Darren.
Big play, 4th down, too.
One thing to pick up 4th down, another time to get points to get touchdowns. Kick is good. 21-0.
Okay, here's what I see as a positive so far. I'll bet if we had a full stats right now, the rushing yards they picked up doesn't nothing.
No.
You know, right now, from a rushing standpoint, or rushing defense, we got to figure out a way to not let the pass kill it. Be able to score is hard.
Yeah, the defensive backs have got to get their heads away from the play fakes and stuff that happened in the backfield, because I have to go back and look at the film, but I think a lot of those passes are taking place off of some sort of play.
Now, I'm going to say that and say we got a lot of young defensive backs that are the ones that have got exposed tonight.
Yeah.
This last freshman, one before that was sophomore. First. So, you know, we're having to play them because we don't have class kids. But at the same time, that Kingman has found weak points, whether they're trying to do that or not.
Just a beautiful, beautiful night to play a football game. Darren, you're down on the field. We got a little bit of a breeze. It looks like it's out of the east or maybe the
Directly east.
Directly east. I have no idea, and Jeremiah will probably pull it up on his phone. But what do you think the temperature is in the 60s down there?
Probably low 60s right now.
I'm gonna say 68.
68. I see Jeremiah's got the Storm Team 12.
Do it. Do it.
69.
69?
Well, I didn't go
I thought
over,
it'd
so
be a
I
little
win
bit
Price
lower
is
than
Right.
You do. You're right. Come on down. Another good kick. 13-yard line. Thought for just a second there that Alabama was going to break free. Going to get the ball out again to almost 25. So not bad field position.
Ball returned by Will Oliver. Tackled by Jeff Holloway.
That number 16 that brought him down was kind of a one-handed tackle. Actually
First and
grabbed.
10 on the 24.
I thought they might call him for like inside shoulder pads. He actually reached back and grabbed Will right underneath the helmet, underneath the face. Looked to me like inside shoulder.
And once again, if the Warriors can just mount a drive here. Of course, the Eagles play defense.
Oh,
Lanning.
there's going to have to be a flag.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, on the far side.
Flag on the play.
Take another
Hey,
look
cool.
at that.
Celebrate your penalty. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be that way. You should hear me in the dugout. I'm way worse.
Oh, yeah, that's about as blatant as you can get.
They are calling that on us.
On us?
I'm not going to call a horse collar? They're going to call a hold? Oh, jeez.
Have you lost that? Can you put that replay up again?
Oh, it was definitely a horse. There is absolutely no doubt that it was a horse.
Stay with it, Gene.
Number 7 to your watch, folks.
He's got him right on the shoulder pad, but near the throat area. So does that qualify as a horse collar?
Well,
if it's inside the shoulder pad, I don't
If
know
the hand's inside the opening,
it doesn't
it's a horse
matter
collar.
which
Doesn't matter
direction
if
it's
front or
from.
back,
Okay.
right.
2nd and 11. And just not much there again. Tried to come around this direction.
And tried to run a kind of reverse action there, and
Will Oliver
nobody
on the
bit.
carry.
One of the things we have to deal with here is, we got the high school rules, college rules, the pro rules. And I don't know if this is true in high school, but I'm pretty sure in the pros, not a horse collar unless you're pulling them back.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure he was pulling him back.
Yeah.
Well, he was really kind of pulling him.
I mean, the play went for a loss
The
with
thing
him
that
running straight forward.
As
What-
Seth's momentum was going north.
What got me
and
here
the
is
tackle went south. So
looking at this replay, it looked like he had the face mask the way Lanning whirled around. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag for a face mask. It wasn't a face mask, but it sure looked like it could have been. So on the 3rd and 17, the Warriors are going to get
Nathan Hoffer on the
nothing,
carry. Ty brings
and
it
it'll
off.
be 4th down.
Off tackle.
First time the Warriors will punt tonight. This is going to come in the game as a block. Get the snap away. Good punt. Take a sideways bounce.
Get on it.
Roll dead inside the 45. Marion's
unfortunately,
First
we
and
were
10,
it was such a
Kingman.
long 4th down.
44.
It's still around a 30-yard punt.
Barely gets out ahead of the chains.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's that bunch formation they showed earlier in the game. They ran a sweep. Ball's on the ground.
Yeah, and they picked it up.
They ran the same play, or tried to run the same play on their one of the earlier possessions out of that kind of bunch, and they run kind of like a jet sweep action off of it.
I think, okay, that's a 3-yard loss. I think I'm going to do a highlight reel of only Kingman first downs because we're not fourth downs. First downs, we are great. There's a pitch around that left side. Well played by the Warriors. It's going to limit him to a very short game.
Trevor Schaefer's young freshman linebacker did a great job in pursuit there, taking a good angle to the sideline, making that ball carrier stop and try to cut back into the field, and he was there to meet him.
That's what I mean. You look at all of our running plays tonight, Mike. You said first downs, but I'll beg to differ. You make a highlight reel out of all of our running defense plays.
Well, I can tell you what this play's not going to be.
Yeah, exactly. This is where they'll throw something short on this one, and fourth down they'll go long.
Here we go. 3rd and 12. Quarterback keeper.
Yeah, shows what I know.
Going to get the ball inside the 40. It's going to leave 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 5.
And what that tells me, though, also with that play call, is that they might have had their mind made up. They were going to go for it on fourth down anyway. So they're trying to get some positive yardage. They've put themselves in a more manageable place to convert now.
I think you could make a pretty good argument. They're just trying to get to fourth down. Because fourth down has been very, very good to them.
Anybody want to take bets where this ball is going?
It's going to the far side of the field.
It's going to number 10 or number 4. One of those two.
Looks this direction. Caught out here. Going to be drugged down as he gets the ball to the 31, and that's going to be a first down.
Well, I'm over 2 on this drive, so I'm just going to
say I messed that one up. They went to the under receiver instead of going to the deep guy.
The quarterback, and I'm very impressed with this quarterback, Noah Frund, is a sophomore, 5'10", 155 pounds, and he plays pretty savvy out there. Got a flag down. The back gets the ball inside the 10.
That's a holding.
Flag on the play.
in the neighborhood of offensive hold.
.22 seconds to go in this quarter. Not been a good quarter for the Warriors. Need to get the offense out on the field without giving up another touchdown here, just for whatever little psychological boost that might have.
First down again, good for the Warriors on defense.
But it's also nice, when the holding happens on the other team. It's nice to spot of the foul now. Look at that, now it's first. Long way, 22?
I think they're going to call it 20, but
yeah, it's a little more like 21, 22, somewhere in that ballpark.
dive.
The handoff, dive play is going to get the ball just to the 41, so a yard or two gain. I'm telling you, they're just trying to get the fourth down.
Tonight's game, it brings a whole new meaning to the word fourth down conversion.
Yeah.
I tell you what we know is that it is the quarter, and it's time for the quarterly report brought to you by
St. Luke Hospital
and
Darren Neufeld.
There you go.
Well, thanks, guys. Hey, I tell you what, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call up Keisha Rep tonight and lobby for 3 downs only. Okay? There's no more fourth down stuff. 3 downs and you're out. Well, we've said it throughout the first quarter. Warriors are doing great on run defense. That is not the problem tonight at all. On offense, we just got to figure out a way to keep, do more than 3 and out. Can't kill ourselves and end up in 1st and 15 or 2nd bunch. So we end up with a long 3rd down trying to convert. So, I'm not going to say we're out of this. We're definitely not. We have to find a spark, way to get some points on the board here and mentally get back to the game and work our way back in on the scoreboard.
Yep. Roger, I think I have a way we can gain viewers, up our ratings, and improve product putting out.
I have a feeling that your idea is not going to work.
Really?
Yep. But let's hear it.
I'm taken aback. I think that instead of during those timeouts, we listen to the velvet tones of Darren, but we tell Jerry Meyer.
Jerry Meyer. Who's that? Is that the new guy?
Jerry Meyer Lang. To get the cheerlead. That's got to be a better picture than Darren Neufeld.
Most
All right.
definitely. The other Neufeld in that lineup down there would be much better
There you
than
go.
Cameron on me.
All right. I won't totally throw your idea out then.
On second down, going to be a gain of just a couple.
That's up a 3rd and long here.
Nolan Friend on the carry.
Nolan Friend. That's how we're going to pronounce it. We're just going to go with that.
So what you've got here on
Tackle by
3rd down
Trevor
coming is a short pass.
3rd and 17. At least they got 17 on the scoreboard. That's a long 17. Got to be 8. Oh, a lot of pressure. Oh, he breaks through. Now he's going downfield, and that's going to be out of bounds. So
That was
Warriors-
actually that was
Incomplete
great
pass.
coverage by the D-backs.
Yep.
All 3
Mason
white jerseys that were
Hunt.
down the field were covered up.
Who had the pressure back here, Roger?
I think it was Jake Hess.
It had to be. It had to be. Yeah, it came from that far side, so it had to be Jake.
Yeah.
Because the end's on this side. It was one of the defensive ends.
We got him right where we want him. 4th and long.
Or do they have us right where they want us?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see. Looks like they're in a punt. He's just in a very short set, kind of a quick kick situation here.
Yeah. I don't know if you can have a quick kick on a 4th down, but I get your point. Get in the end zone. Get. There we go. Touchback.
That's actually a really smart, good play by them because if that ball takes
Very
one little
well.
skip hop,
First
they
and
could have
10
downed it inside the
for
5
team.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Warriors need to sustain a drive here on the offensive end, something that they have fought this entire game thus far, even though we're only 1 quarter in. Speaking of being 1 quarter in, we'd like to welcome our 2nd quarter sponsors and thank them for their support. They're Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance, Fury Real Estate.
Warriors come out on offense with a 1st down on their own 20-yard line. Actually, the worst starting field position the Warriors have had in the game so far. So it'd be nice to go ahead and have the longest drive we're going to get. And off right up the middle, and there's nothing there.
Nathan Hoffer.
Yeah, the coaches just said read it. But
Oh, and
down
that's
here at this standpoint, he did read it correctly because if he'd have kept that, he'd have been dropped about a 4-yard.
They were saying the same thing up in the booth here, and I think it was mainly maybe not to pull it and keep it yourself, but pull it and pitch it immediately. One guy that has not had his name called on the offensive end yet is Braden Mercer, one of the senior kind of slot back-ish, and he needs to be involved if the Warriors are going to move the football.
2nd and 12. Got a little movement down there that I think is going to push the Warriors back.
Yep. It's just practice. It really is. The 3rd, false start on that young man is due to the. So, I don't think quite got the snap count in his head yet.
That'll make a 2nd and 17, so we got Warriors in a very tough situation here, already trailing big early in the 2nd quarter. A pass play, Lanning gets away, and that's going to. Oh, I think maybe
There's going to be an interference call out here. The number
Defensive-
4 grabs Will on the way by.
defensive holding.
Some sort of defensive holding, illegal contact, or maybe pass interference if we're lucky, because I think that's the most yards. Yeah.
That'd be okay. That put us close to a 1st down.
It's probably going to be defensive holding, which I don't know on defense, spot foul, or if it's the line of scrimmage.
I think all 3 of those, though, do result in an automatic 1st down.
Okay.
It looks like they're going to go for line of scrimmage.
Whitehead will give us a call in just a minute. It's so far been a very impressive crew.
But the crew out here, well, yeah, he's going for the line. Not an automatic.
Okay.
One of those is it pass interference?
It's got to be pass interference.
It's
I don't know. I'm going home.
Okay, I'm talking to the football god expert down here on the sideline, and he says he doesn't think any of those result in a automatic first down in high school.
Oh, I need to stop watching football on TV.
that was 10
He
yards.
said he thinks the only one is maybe the personal foul is the only thing that gets you an automatic.
And
All right.
back to pass. Going to go right over the middle of the field and just a little bit long.
Yep.
Tended down there
if,
for
if,
Ingalls.
if Ian runs straight up the sideline on that, right up the numbers,
Yeah.
that is a 6.
Yeah, Seth threw that ball up the numbers, and Ian kind of broke back towards the hash.
The penalty just before was 10 yards from the spot, which brought the Warriors up. They were down. There were 17 to go, so now we are at 3rd and 7.
Yeah, it was line of scrimmage. It was
the original spot.
Yep. Because had it foul, we actually would have got a first. He was past the backside.
So 3rd and 7. I guess I'm being hopeful, but this would be fantastic to pick this up. Handoff going around the right side. Going to get the ball to the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th and 5.
Well, there was Mercer finally getting a touch on the ball.
Yep.
Just when he came around the
Braden
corner,
Mercer,
they
carry.
or he couldn't, pick his way up the field.
Mercer last year picked up a lot of yards running the ball for the Warriors. He switched position out to a receiver this year. But I do think they need to find a way to get him in the game. He certainly has big plays for you. Warriors get a high punt away. Going to go out of bounds. 48. See how well it hit at 48 out of bounds, and didn't mark it back too far. So the Warriors
thought we were going to get the walk of.
Yeah, the walk of blame or shame or whatever it is.
47.
Mark it on the Warrior 47. See if Kingman. They do. There again, they run it on first down again.
Yeah, Quade Williams in the middle there, big number 60, and number 76. We're going to have to learn his name because he's been involved a lot.
By Quade.
I don't have a program. What is his name on the program?
I don't have a program. I didn't grab one on the way in.
Anybody up there? If not, I will ask the question. Second.
I need to know.
I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Need this.
2nd and 14.
Double screen.
Screen out on that right side. Warriors have people there, but they got to bring him down. They do after a gain of about 3.
They do. Mercer missed him, and then Mercer made the tackle.
That's good. Good
Okay,
hustle.
From the sideline, we believe this is coming from the high school principal, so we're hoping this is correct. Aiden Bremer.
The 3rd down.
And I would think that's the correct pronunciation of the last name. So Aiden Bremer.
3rd and 11.
Dynamite reporting there, Darren. Thank you.
You hang out with the experts down there long enough, you get the right information.
Screen.
Screen play, and it's on the ground, so
All right.
it'll be 4th down and 11. We've got a flag. Something happened there over that sideline.
Looked like a little extracurricular activity.
Keep it running as long as you can, Gene.
I think that's going to be on hit.
Going to negate a nice play by the Warrior defense and give the Eagles an automatic first down. That's just not what you need
No,
for the
that
Warrior
hurts.
defense. Chance to maybe get off the field there, force another punt.
Moves the ball down to the 33-yard line and first down for the Eagles. Quarterback keep. A nice run up the middle of the formation. Gets the ball inside the 25. Injured Eagle on the play.
Carried. Tackled by Nathan. Injury on the play.
Both teams are going to take a water break here.
Number 57 for the Eagles, I believe, is the one down on the field. And they're looking.
67 is Austin Bell. He's a senior offensive lineman.
Not one of the starters listed
No.
in the scouting report,
No,
but
he is not.
I think that's 7. It almost,
that's what it looks like from up here.
I'm trying to look at the helmet. Laying here
Could
on
it be
the
a
ground.
51?
So I'm pretty sure it's 5. Chin strap's kind of hanging over the 5, so I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's 7.
Yep.
He's strapped left.
He's a senior lineman. We, if I understood correctly, we've got the Warrior Dance Squad will be performing at halftime, and we will try to get that performance for you.
And that's when you get to see you folks really want to look through the camera.
Well, that's kind of the point I was making before.
I
don't know why you.
I just like to squash your ideas.
And my dreams and hopes. My dreams. You hold my dreams and hopes in your hand like a dove, and you can nurture it or you can squash it.
Squish it.
If any of you, well, I don't. If you're
Welcome back, Warrior
Yeah,
fans.
if you. Gene's telling me that he had some problems and he had to restart. So I really can't tell you that if you lost this, here we are. I have to hope you found us again. So right.
See, our faithful followers are coming back.
For those who are returning to the game, the fact that you were dropped was not the fault of Roger or Mike.
Correct. Blame goes elsewhere.
You can pick. It's the internet. Blame it on the internet. I'm okay with that.
Blame it on the
and
man.
1. 2nd and 1 for the Eagles. And off again to
No.
Oh, big hit. He bounces off that, and that's a nice run down to the 16.
That Vrabel on the carry.
Mercer broke through
Tackled
there and
by Braden Mercer.
you almost had a chance to knock him for a loss and just flew right by in the back.
Sweep.
Yeah, around the right side. Now the nice cut back against the grain. That was a good run, too. Going to pick up 6. So far, Roger, this Kingman team is everything. They were as advertised.
Vrabel
Physical
on
team.
the carry.
And normally when you think of a physical team, you think of they're going to run it down your throat. But
Right.
no, they've just controlled the line of scrimmage and everything that they've done so far. Pass blocking's been great. Ball's getting out on time. Now they're kind of taking the air out of the football, but they've got a 3-touchdown lead.
Got a flag here. Back's going to be tackled in the backfield.
But the front 7 of the Warriors has played well
Yeah.
through a quarter and a half.
They have. Well, and let's face it, this is like it's like your college team that's been down and trying to get some new recruits in. We got so many young people out there. We got a few vets that have some playing time, and a whole lot of kids that have never started before, never really got significant playing time before. And I was talking to the middle school coach a little bit ago, and he's trying to get some basics taught to the kids at middle school, trying to get some kids coming out for football so we can start sending some of those classes, 10, 12 boys up into the high school every year and get something going here. And you can't do it overnight.
No.
Motion penalty there by Kingman. Warriors decline. Going to make it 3rd and 8.
Quarterback keeps. And nicely done. Brought down in the backfield by number 56. That's Todd
Nolan
Palick.
Friend on the carry.
It's kind of a quiet night for him thus far, but making an excellent play there from his middle linebacker position. Kind of scraping along the defensive line here, meeting the quarterback right in the hole. Nice tackle. Brought his arms to the party, too, wrapped up, and got him to the ground.
1st and 10 from the Warriors 17.
4th.
I'm sorry, 4th and 10, yeah. There's a difference. Good pressure here. Quarterback scrambling. He gets it away. That ought to be a penalty. There was nobody near that.
Incomplete
Outside
pass.
of the pocket, though.
Is that a thing in high school?
I don't know.
I
Ask
think-
the guy down there.
We've had this argument before.
Yeah, intentional grounding. If you're inside the pocket, the ball doesn't travel to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
You get banged on it. But if you're outside and it goes past the line of scrimmage, I think you can
do it,
throw it off the foul pole out there if you
you
want.
can do it in college. You can do it in the pros.
Yep.
And if you can do it in high school, then you're right. But,
Well, we don't know.
Like, then don't act like you're so sure of yourself.
I think that's I think that's a rule in Pee Wee football.
All right, first down for the Warriors.
So, stay with me here. Well, after this snap.
Lanning wants to pass. Too much pressure.
Oh.
Lanning's going to get sacked. I'm here.
I was, 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Warriors do get the ball. Starts second half. Big possession here.
Seth Lanning on
Go
third.
down, put some points on the board.
Ty Brinkenbaum.
Get into half. Get the ball. Go down again and score. Get a one-possession game. Middle of the third quarter. But have to sustain a drive on offense. And it's just not something that's been able to be done this far.
And, Roger, I think you have to think exactly like that. You have to say, okay, this is an opportunity. We got just the right amount of time,
Right.
amount of drive, and get a score. And the way this game has gone, it could be, you feel like it's 42-0.
Absolutely.
Right now. If it's 21-7 or 21-8, that would be fantastic. And he wants to pass. Oh, and that's going to be picked off. Good tackle out there at the 20. That was Mercer with the tackle.
Yeah,
Pass intercepted by Avery Albright.
I think that was a pass that Seth might have had his mind made up before his back foot even got in the ground where he was going with the football, because that looked like it was intended for the safety, not intended. And I love Seth, and it's not a knock on him, but I think he had his mind made up where he was going with the football there before it happened.
Yeah, because he's thrown some nice balls tonight.
And then the ball looked, when it was on the line, it was pretty, but I think it was predetermined where it was going to go.
Little pump fake, and that we bought it, and they're in the end zone. That was a pretty play.
And we talked about right there trying to whittle this thing down and make it close going into halftime, and bam, you're down. Now you're down 27.
Yeah, just speaking of whittling, district court, we're doing almost everything by Zoom. Not everything, but most. And I had a guy, you put people in the waiting room on Zoom, but if we've got several cases in a row, we'll let everybody in so they're not just sitting in the waiting room. And I noticed a guy the other day was whittling the whole time.
Huh.
I didn't know anybody whittled anymore. Kick. Nice kick. Very good kick. So 28-0 kind of takes the air out of Roger's theory on how we make a game out of this.
Even so, you're down 4 scores. You are going to get the ball on this kickoff. You're going to have 5 minutes left in the quarter. Sustain a drive somehow, some way. Put some points on the board. We're getting the ball coming out of halftime. Use that momentum then to sustain another drive. And it changes the complexion of the game. Whereas if you go 3 and out here and you punt and they punch another one in, we're talking about two completely – a 28-7 game when you're getting the ball coming out of the half versus a 35-0 game and you're getting the ball coming out of the half. Like those are two completely different games.
You're right.
Especially in high school football. We're talking about 15 to 18-year-old kids here, 14 even in some of the freshmen's cases if they've got late birthdays. They may not even be 15 years old yet. We're talking about kids. I mean, these are young kids, young men. There's a big difference in that score.
So in baseball, let's say you're coaching and as you do, and it's halftime and you're down by 10 runs. What do you say?
So it's the bottom of the fourth, right? Because if it's halftime, I mean that doesn't work.
I'm just.
But if we're down 10, right? We're not looking to hit a 10-run home run, like, because those don't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't score a 28-point touchdown, right? It starts with 1, and you have to just get the snowball moving in your direction. And that's something that we just haven't been able to do on offense.
We'll get this kickoff, and I'll give you a basketball analogy.
Okay.
So but it is 28-0, as Roger said. 5:10 to go. Good line drive kick. Be taken at the 11. Mercer's going to get drugged down just at the 25. Not Mercer, excuse me, that's Alabin.
Will Oliver
So,
on the return?
I have had the
Avery
pleasure of being at 2 Kansas University
and
basketball
Warriors.
games in which, and I know I'm a KU blah blah, but they've had a pretty good history. I've been at 2 games where they were down by 19 points deep into the second. once against UCLA and once against Missouri. And they won both games. And it was different KU coaches. One was Roy Williams, one was Bill Self. And both coaches will come back to this. A lot of tension. Handoff's going to get very little. Got our back, lose a yard. Both coaches said that they had talked to the team about there are no 19-point shots. You have to go down, you have to get 2 points, and then you have to play defense. You get 2 points, and you play defense. Now, obviously in football it's a different thing, but yeah, it's the way to turn it around. But Roger, the one thing you got to have is those when you're evenly matched with the other team. We're in a hole of hurt.
I don't disagree with you, but I still think that has to be the message here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be the mindset. That's good. Oh, and man, Seth takes a big hit in the backfield.
They're going to throw a flag, and I'm not sure what for.
It's a very gingerly placed flag. It wasn't.
It's up near the line of scrimmage.
Well, he
so
threw his mark because he didn't have his hand.
Darren, I think you are right on the edge of your range. You're
Okay.
cutting out a little bit.
Gotcha. I'll come back in a little bit. I was saying he threw his mark first. I don't think he could find his flag, and then he threw his flag. So it was a flag.
the way that they're talking, it looks like it's going to be some sort of procedural penalty on the Warriors. I imagine it's going to be declined because of the sack.
Oh, chop block. Okay.
Or not.
It was a
So-
chop block call, and they declined it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's some disagreement here because the referee called it on the right tackle, but Coach Kraft is saying right tackle.
Are they saying they had somebody engaged and then somebody went
no.
low?
He's saying that it was not on the initial snap; it was on re-engage. Same player.
All right.
That not.
Okay.
All right.
3rd and 21. Lanning wants to get the pass away. Lanning's got a little bit of running room now. Seth's going to get the ball out across the 25 near the 30, so it won't be a first down, but it's got the Warriors out away from the shadow of their own goal line.
Seth Lanning, the carry. 5 free ball. Back.
Bring him up to a 4th and 7.
I think this might be a point where you use one of the biggest plays you've had so far tonight, and I think you just roll the dice here and go for it.
Not gonna happen.
Nope. There's some confusion. I think we're going to have to get it. Nope. Couldn't get the timeout before they had the too many men on the field.
And I think from the way they were lining up, Darren's right, we were going to punt, but any chance that we were even going to do some kind of a fake punt, I think, goes away with that penalty. Oh, we did get we got our timeout. We got a Tampa State Bank timeout called.
Okay, so earlier on that one play on the one pass things where the possible intentional grounding, not 100% certain on this, but high school. No.
Darren, come towards us.
Better?
Come
Yes,
toward,
sir.
Better? Okay.
Walk toward the light.
Walk towards the light. Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Loud
So
and clear.
what they said is on an intentional grounding in high school, they think they know there's no pocket piece to it, but there has to be clearly no one within a long distance. And
I don't like that. It
have
leaves it up for interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. And it also they think, have to get past the scrimmage.
Okay.
So as long as it was past the line of scrimmage, if there was somebody within 50 yards of it, you'll probably never get the call in high school.
Next Thursday.
Unless it hits somebody in the back of their pickup out here on the other side of the
Come out.
fence.
Fort Marion Middle School. Marion High School runners. Meet begins
3 minutes
at
and
3:30.
27 seconds to go in this first half. The Warriors down 28-0. In possession of the ball, 4th and 8 from their own 28-yard line. And certainly appear to be lining up. Ingles standing at his own 15, just beside his. Nice snap. High punt. Need a Warrior bounce on it, and we don't get much on. Mercer downs it pretty much right where it stopped, where it hit. They'll take over on their own 48.
First 10, Kingman. 38.
Got a good crowd here tonight. I mentioned that earlier, but I am pleased at the number of fans in the stands and a lot of people that are social distancing, sitting on the back of pickup, the lawn chairs out along the fence.
People sitting with their families. I mean, beautiful evening. What else would you rather
It really
be doing
is.
tonight?
Yeah, it really is. Friday Night Lights, baby. Pitch play. And a big hit.
Oh.
Big hit out there. Mercer.
Get to see this on the replay here. Little option look to the far side of the field. Mercer comes from his outside linebacker position. Just absolutely skipped past a block by the slot receiver, and it's a good stick.
Kind of made that poor runner kind of got the bobblehead action out of that. About a 6-yard loss, maybe 7. Ball's on the ground. The quarterback picked it up. A nice little run out of that. He's going to pick up back to the original line of scrimmage.
Nolan Friend, the carry, tackled by Aiden Kramer.
So third down and now and 10. Pace of the game slowed down somewhat. Quarterback keeps again. They're going to stop him right at the 50, so a very short gain, about a yard.
Warrior defense did a great job there. They didn't buy the play fake. Braden Mercer played his responsibility. The interior of the line played their responsibility. Great job to force a fourth down here.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they would have given it to him. Braden was ready to light somebody else up.
Well, the crowd up here gave a great cheer for the tackle out here of the guy who didn't have the ball.
It says, just like the expert down here on the sideline said, Braden did light him up. Have the ball when he lit him.
Fourth down, guys. 4th and 8.
I think Kingman's going to let this run down until they get the delayed. There, 1, 2, timeout.
That will be a
Tampa State Bank timeout.
well done. You are learning so well, Grasshopper. We haven't heard anything from Jeremiah tonight. Jeremiah, do you want to weigh in on anything here? You have to turn your mic on.
Great job. Entertaining the many fans watching the game.
The many fan?
Fans, yeah. You failed to mention that it's 4th goal.
Oh, I got you.
4th and goal
I
from the
got you
50?
now. Yeah, yeah. Well, because 4th down is when they score, Darren. Yeah. You're just too clever for us. That's why we make you run the camera and not let you talk. You know that every once in a while you see a game where penalty after penalty and somebody is 4th and goal from the 30-yard line or whatever.
We are going to see a punt.
Mercer dropping back to receive it.
Honestly, if Kingman never thought about doing a fake, it's the perfect opportunity to try something out.
Right.
That'd
The Warriors look like they're in kind of a punt safe or punt defense. They don't look like they're exactly in a punt block. That's
not a very good punt.
a low liner.
Yeah. Not the first thing they haven't executed crisply tonight.
They kind of squibbed off the side of his foot there a little bit. Minute and 9 seconds.
But you can tell by their offense, they don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So they probably don't practice it.
Don't get much practice at that. So the Warriors will have the ball at 35, a minute and 9 seconds to go. All right, coaches, do you just air it out?
Absolutely.
Darren?
But you have to take a shot. You're down 28.
Back pass. Got completed. Complete out to the 47, 48
Let's
yard
go, let's
line.
go, let's go.
Yeah, you got to go.
Let's go,
'cause
let's go,
in
let's
high school
go.
ball, as soon as that ball's set, it's going to start rolling.
That's Mercer. Clock has started.
Go, go,
Here we
go.
go.
Braden Mercer on the catch.
Go, let's go,
Colby
let's
Schneider on the tackle.
go. Somebody get set.
Back pass again.
Don't have
Gonna
time
get
for that.
tackled. Yeah. They're showing that the Warriors have 2 timeouts
Seth
left.
Landy. Carry.
Now one.
Yeah,
Tackled by
Warriors
Dalton
just called a
Bridge.
timeout here.
Not on the field. Marion.
okay. "42 seconds." When the ball was spotted and they blew the whistle to start the clock, there was a minute 3 left.
Yep. The sense of urgency wasn't there.
And the snap was at 52.
Okay, so 11 seconds when they set the ball, and that's not as bad as it seemed
Well,
like. it
and I
was.
mean, they weren't trying to go like hyper speed, hurry up. Like they still had a brief huddle, but you had receivers jogging out to their positions on this side of the field, and maybe it's just something that they haven't quite. You just have to understand. You got a minute left in the half. Like you got to get to your spot. Go.
I'm going to go back to kind of what I kind of talked about earlier. Is it's still very much a learning situation here, and I get it. Some of these kids are seniors, but they're still sophomores and juniors and freshmen out there, and hopefully next year or the year after in this situation they'll get that.
But you are getting to your 3rd week now. You'd like to see some of that stuff start to clean itself up.
Landing back to pass again. He's going right down the middle of the field. Boy, there's a lot of contact there, and there is no flag.
That's incomplete.
Wow. Number
Intended
7
for
did a
Brady
great
Mercer.
job for not being able to pull a flag because he rode Mercer right out of that pass.
Yeah, he
pattern.
did.
No hands, though.
Nope. He just
used his body.
He just continued to run straight up the
Yep.
field when Mercer wanted to come back between the hashes.
Yeah, that right hand was kind of out there, but it was not nothing flagrant.
No.
I get it. 3rd down, 3rd and 17. Again, Lanning just gets it away, and there's a flag. Is that a late hit, or did somebody
Flag
say
on the
something
play.
back there? It happened in the backfield.
Wow. Out here right in front of Kraft, Alvin got tackled while that ball was in the air. I mean, literally tackled. And no call.
Gonna be some kind of call.
Coach Kraft.
Probably gonna be a hold on us.
Yes, it happened between the quarterback and the guy that was back there.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, it is a roughing the passer call. Well, Gene, it could have been on us if Seth had said something inappropriate.
Talked about his mama or something.
Well, yeah, once they start moving the ball, Gene, then yes, we know who the penalties again. Gene thinks he's Nostradamus. Gene says he just seen it on
Back
the
here
TV.
at the controls like it's the Truman Show.
1st and 10, 31 seconds to go. The ball in Eagle territory. Gets to the way. Oh, is that?
Nope.
Did he hang on to that?
I don't
No,
believe he did.
Incomplete. Stop the clock. That's a good thing.
That was a great break on the ball by the D-back.
Roger, you're going to have to let Mike know that's not a reference to carry.
I think he knew where I was going
I
with
know
that.
what the Truman Show is. I also know who Harry Truman is, which puts me above Roger because he only knows one of the two.
I knew.
Good. Come on over here, Jerry Meyer. All right, 2nd down. Down to 26 seconds to go. Lanning has a little bit of time, gets a pass away. It's going to be a short completion, about 4 yards.
Clock's running. Got to get up on the
Pass
ball.
caught by
Pulled
Will
in by
Oliver.
Alvin.
Tackled by Ty.
Yeah, I think you got to go long on this one. If you get time to get it off and get it long, it's going to be the last play of the half. But no, it's not. There's a penalty.
Not everybody was set.
Offside.
Oh, all right.
That's why they're winning. They're cheating.
Where? Oh, on the the DB on the far side of the field.
You know, they're all night. Their DBs have been playing tight.
Right in the
They are
face.
literally within 6 inches of our guys.
Marion just took their last Tampa State Bank timeout.
Hook and ladder left on 1.
I like that. I like that.
Got nothing to lose. Why not try something?
That's an
play. You
old
get 6
school
seconds
play,
left.
but it can work. I saw in a crucial situation in a game right here, that very play run that resulted in a Marion receiver getting the ball down to about the 10 and then flipping off to the other team who hit him after he was already out of bounds, and he did a flop, drew a flag, and we ended up with the ball on about the 3. It was a fantastic play. Third and 1.
They added 3 seconds back to the
They
clock
did.
for us.
9 seconds to go, and the third and 1, which really does not matter. We'll be lucky to get 2 plays. We just basically got to figure this one is whatever we're going to get.
Well, if what's going on in the timeout huddle is any indication, this looks like a sandlot play because everybody is pointing 10 different directions with hand motions, trying to figure out who's the button and who's the
We just lost lights.
and who's the rock.
We just lost lights at the south end of the stadium.
Run to that area that's real dark and do anything you want.
Hell yeah. Nobody really seems concerned with the lights.
Are we the only people that noticed?
It's dirt.
That thing has a little bit of time. Gets it away. It's caught. And it's going to be a Warrior. He's in the zone. Ian Ingalls is in the zone.
That was pretty.
It wasn't exactly a hook and ladder, but
That was pretty. The pass was dead on the money.
Seth does a great job here, as you can see on the replay, of moving in the pocket.
Yes.
You're going to see him slide up, give him a chance to complete that. Look at that throw
And
on the money.
Ingalls did not stop running.
Nope.
He just kept running right on his pattern. Seth hit him in stride.
And, guys, that is a Case and Son touchdown. It is not a three-pointer, as Gene has put up there.
Come on, Truman. All right, somebody else pointed to the lights, so we're not crazy. It's dark over there.
Yeah,
It really
it's dark
is.
in his corner.
Manning keeps it. He's got a little bit of a running room if he can get away. He'd get away from one guy. There was another one right behind him. So, and we got a flag.
Oh, Braden. Somebody got tangled up. There's a helmet off. People aren't happy.
People are happy. I think it's fantastic. Kids got on the board. They got on the board legitimately. That they, that was a nice play. They had a couple of nice plays before that.
Yep.
Well, it was 42-yard touchdown pass? Because the markers are still set up over there.
Yeah, 30. Well,
Yeah, but
it was somewhere between the 42. It was 3rd and 1. So it would have been a 34-yard touchdown
34.
pass. Yeah. What?
Okay. The extra point's no good. Penalty was on the Warriors.
All right.
It's halftime. We got a St. Luke Hospital quarterly report from Darren the Mole Neufeld.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was to have a like that, like Roger said earlier. Hey, we got the ball coming out in the third quarter. So, perfect thing. The only thing could have went better is if we got that 2-point extra point.
Right.
So, but once again, I'd really like to see the stat sheets because I'll bet in that first half, I know we didn't have a lot of positive yards, but if you take away their pass plays, I think Kingman's got a negative rushing yards for that first half. I'd really like to see that stat sheet. So, really great job by the Warriors on the rushing defense. Some plays like what we just saw. We get some more plays going like that. We can get back in this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not out.
That's it. We're not out. I think you use that. You get to the second half. You're going to get the football, and you try to make it 28-14. You score a touchdown, get your 2-point conversion, and
The routine
get back in
was
it.
choreographed by our own Jennifer Gutterman.
We are back and ready for the second half of the game. Kind of a nice ending to that first half. Pretty grim for our Marion Warriors throughout the vast majority of that half. Had a few bright spots, but the proclivity of the Eagles score on fourth down, kind of unheard of. But Warriors back, hopefully have a little bit of spirit in them, and whether you win or not, it's not the point. The point is whether you come out and compete for these next.
Don't have anything to add to that. No, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
it's all about effort, attitude, control those things, and compete your tail off for the next 24 minutes.
Yep.
Of game time. We all know that's not going to take.
Warriors will be receiving, and Darren, I guess it was you, Roger, made that point earlier that score, of course, at that point, the score was 21-0, but it doesn't make any difference. We scored right before halftime. We have an opportunity to come out and get the ball, maybe get a little bit of a drive going, whether you score or not. If you get out here across the 50, put Kingman deep in their own territory, you never know what.
Yep. You know, I know Roger's kind of the same way I am on this. We approach sports from a very statistical, and odds are that you can keep the running game under check. Eventually, their passes aren't going to keep working time and time and time again. So, for yourself, Keep holding them on the run, make them beat you with the pass, and eventually maybe you get a break.
Here's the kick. Start this second half. Nice kick, end over end. Taking it to 16. They get up here to the sideline, get drugged down just about 25. Alvin with the carry. Will's fielded a lot of those kickoffs tonight.
I think
Will
that's
Oliver
intentional on the
on the
Kingman
reception.
part.
I think they're,
Jeff
well, they
Holloway
have
on
kicked
the
him to
tackle.
him. That's
Yeah.
good.
And I don't think it's
Well,
like they're
first and
picking on him. I
10
think they're
on the
trying to keep it
25.
away from the other guy that's back there.
That's what I say,
Yeah.
too.
It's not so much that they want Will to have it. They just don't want the other guy back there to have it.
Warriors come out on offense. First 10. Quick pass out there on the right side. Going to pick up 4 yards.
Little bubble screen-ish.
Late flag.
Not sure who this is
Flag
going to
on
be
the
on.
play.
It's after the play. Going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary
I was
roughness.
going to wonder about a late hit.
Indications are out on Kingman. At several of the Warrior players right next to the referee clapping, I'm going to guess. Okay. Right.
Yeah. I do think it was a late hit, so unnecessary roughness will tack 15 on, and that's a good start to my goal of getting the ball across the 50.
Well, two positive things just happened there. We picked up 4 yards on a little screen pass.
Yep.
And he picked up 15-yard penalty.
I like what I saw there. You know, Seth was having trouble having time to get off long passes, but you get a little quick. There we got it again. Then let him run with the ball.
Yeah. And that one's going to go for no gain, and we got another flag.
Another
down.
late flag. Yeah, that's going to be a shot to the head. The second tackler that came in and hit Mercer was right hands to the head as Mercer was going down. So I got the feeling it's going to be another
We've
personal
got
foul
the
here.
replay right here.
Might be a block in the back
Yeah,
right there,
Oh,
though.
nope, yep.
Yep.
Kingman's clapping on this one.
Yeah.
I think it's a block in the back. Shoot, you had us all excited there.
Illegal block in the back. 10-yard penalty.
Warriors will be in a first and long now.
What those little bubble screen and kind of swing passes do, it softens up. It gets those linemen that are trying to shoot straight up the field. It gets them kind of moving laterally, which will hopefully buy Seth a little bit of time on the more straight drop back where he's got to hold the ball.
And maybe open up a hole for Hoff.
Well, that's the thing. You get guys a little space, and good things can happen. Pretty much the same thing right there. They are defending those really well.
Well, if you watch, the corners are bailing. They're showing kind of a press coverage on the very outside, and then they're completely bailing right before the snap. And then the guys that are covering the slots are essentially kind of vacating to the flat.
Hale Bet on the tackle.
Instead of throwing those little short routes to the slot receivers, I think they'd have better luck throwing in with the outside. Just
Yeah.
based on the last two plays on the alignment from Kingman on defense.
Kingman had a great play earlier with pump fake. Pump fake to that guy and then go to the other guy down the
Yeah,
sideline.
little sluggo.
Second down. Good. That's a catch. Oh, hit immediately, but that's a catch. Going to be a short gain, however.
He paid the price for that one, but did a great job to concentrate on the football. But he took one right in the
Brandon
chops.
Mercer on the catch.
Mercer was
Yeah,
the,
right up under the helmet.
you're right.
It was very clean and nothing malicious about it, just a good football play. But he did take one.
Held on to the ball. Loose, and he brought it back
Juggled
in.
it.
A timeout on the field as they attend to Braden. Team gathered
Which
around him.
which means with this third down here, Mercer has to come off the field.
Hey, the lights are working.
Oh, they are. I looked at halftime; they were still on.
I was watching Kingman kind of warm up down in that end zone, and it was still dark.
Saw him go turn the timer.
All right. Warriors will have 3rd and 15. What you don't want to do here is turn the ball over and give Kingman another short field. Love to see the Warriors pick up, get a big play here. Hand off right up the gut. He's going to get about 7 of those yards. Hoffner with the carry.
Nathan Hoffner on the carry. Jeff Holloway
I think it's 4th and
on the
a
tackle.
long 7. Warriors appear to be going to punt. Snap. Let him get the kick away. Stays inbounds. Yeah, I like the roll to get the ball down near the 35, about the 37-yard line. That's where Kingman will take it.
Well, some good things there on the first possession for the Warriors on offense. Just kind of stalled out, getting way behind the chains though there
Yeah.
after they got a first down via penalty, but still some positive things in the passing game.
Then that block in the back,
Yep.
what kind of cost back James. Mercer is back on the field after that injury off one play.
Hand off around that left side, going to slide down after a very short.
That was Freeze that came up and made that stop. Fresh.
He did a good job working off the attempted
Jeff
block there
Holloway
from the outside
on the carry.
receiver.
Tackled by Trevor Capron.
Wrong.
We won't say who made that call on the announcing, Jess, but yeah, I'm sure that was it was number 10.
Yeah, that's incomplete pass. Equipment is falling apart here. It literally,
Throwing down your headset like in the old days.
Mike's over here fumbling with his headset, throwing pills around. We got all kinds of crazy stuff
headset
going on
jumped
here.
off my head and hurt. Amco and pills. Oh, pass was high. I thought for a minute that the Warrior
Incomplete
out there
pass.
in Freeze was going to hit a chance to step in front of that,
All right.
but
I think that might have been what directed that ball towards the sideline a little bit more, as the quarterback saw a defender breaking in on the ball and had to put it in a place where he knew he couldn't get it picked off. And the Warriors force a three and out here.
nice way to start the second half.
Yep.
From a defensive perspective. Oh,
Oh, layout.
that's going to take
Don't do
pretty
it.
good. Yeah. Mercer thought about picking that up.
Yeah. Warriors had a guy flying in off
First
the
and
edge.
10
He didn't
Warriors.
quite lay out. He kind of
22.
just stuck an arm out. Like-
I think you're right. If he laid out, he might have got a
Yeah,
piece
you
of
just
that.
gotta
But
make you gotta make up
so
your
if he-
mind. You
if
gotta
he
make up your mind there that you're just gonna try to block.
The trouble is, if he misses the ball, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah.
Hit the ankle pad.
Yep.
So.
You got to lose.
Either way, you get your name in the paper.
Block punt turns game around.
Yeah.
Block punt seals Marion's fate.
Either way,
You know,
are
attempted block punt.
you're an important guy. Either way, you can be important and not be in a good way. From their own 23, the Warriors for the first down. Handoff.
Oh.
They do a nice job of just stringing that out. Hoffner had nowhere to go.
Ball carried by Nathan Hoffner. Tackled by Seth Crable.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
I can't hear me very well. Wanting to make sure. No, turn up. Pump up.
Volume.
I don't mean to sound so dismissive. Gee. Second 12. Pass out here. That's going to pick up a few yards. Get the Warriors back up across the 25.
Pass completed to Jonathan Freeze. Tackled by
Freeze gets the ball out to the 32-yard line.
Get yourself on the right side of the sticks there at least.
Make that
What was that, 5 or
27.
6 yard pickup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off a pass that barely crossed the line of scrimmage.
It was 5
Wait,
yards. Got
Keep
out
doing
to
that.
27.
Pick up 5 yards every down. Look, you're going to get a first.
3.5 yards of play is all you need. On this one, they're going to need at least 7.
3rd and 7. Big pass. Oh, it's going long. There's flags everywhere. 3 flags came out simultaneously, but they're from totally
Flag on
different
the play.
spots on the field.
Holy cap.
If this isn't on the defense, there's a serious problem.
It looked like where the ball was headed towards the middle of the field that there was a little bit of grabbing going on the defensive side. I don't know what the flag down on the near side of the field is going to be.
There's a whole lot of grabbing going on. I think that's
Which,
a song
unfortunately,
from,
like happened before, it's probably just going to be a it does get us a first down if the defense holds.
Two fouls. Defensive holding. Play defensive holding. 10 yards.
the
All right.
The Eagles were guilty of disorderly holding.
Easy,
of
Judge.
Holding,
Easy, Judge.
Of holding, and we declined that. And they were also guilty of holding, and we accepted that. But do we need to figure out which hold we accepted and which one we declined?
Doesn't matter.
With it both being from the previous spot, no.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. Could have accepted the first, declined the second, done it the other
Lanning
way.
keeps. Just not that much there for Lanning makes the most out of it, gets the 1.5 yards.
Even there, though, it's a positive play. You're out in front of the sticks at least. We're not moving backwards.
It was a good read too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Hoffner was going to get hit right after he got the ball, so it was a good read by Lanning.
So 2nd and 8 yards to go from their own 48. 38. Scoreboard says 48. It's 38. Back to pass. Lanning gets the ball away. It's caught. It's a nice catch out there by Ingles.
Ian Ingles down at the 45, going to bring up a 3rd and short.
3rd and a couple.
Looked like he had a chance to wiggle away there for a second.
Ian Ingles
Yeah, I
on
thought he was
reception.
going to.
Yeah, good pursuit by the Kingman defense to be able to drag him down.
Tackled by Schreiber.
So 3rd and 2, an opportunity for the Warriors to keep this drive going, keep moving the ball. It's exactly what Coach Schroeder up here was calling for.
Kingman's packed.
And they just jumped. There's our first down right there.
I don't think so. I think our receiver on the very far
Did we
side took a
flinch?
little pivot step.
Oh.
But they may – nope, they're going to give it to
calling
us.
it offside.
Okay. Did you see the same thing I saw, Darren?
Yeah, I did. He kind of flinched just a little bit, but I think he flinched
Yeah.
because he saw the defensive
Right. Well, he
interior come open.
if you see on the end of that replay, if we get to see that again, Ian thinks he's the one that's getting banged for it, though, because he's about to put his hands on his helmet. So
But he did. He reacted to the interior defensive lineman. So that's good. Good call and worked well for us. Here's take another look.
there's
The guy jumps, and then we flinch, and there's the flag, and he's like, oh man. And Warriors just called a Tampa State Bank timeout.
Yeah, because they were
On the field.
they were going to get a delay.
FB Marion.
They hadn't called it. They were going to get a delay. It took a long time to get the play in off the sideline. In fact, for the first time this season, you actually heard the huddle yelling at the sideline to get the play in. Hurry, hurry, get the play in. So at least the players are now a little in a pumped-up mood, hopefully, here.
.5:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Warriors down 28-6 after trailing 28-0 in the first half. Have done a good job of coming out here and not getting, I'm going to say this, and you guys are going to make fun of me, but they used to tell us, don't get your dauber down. I don't know what a dauber is. Don't ask me. Don't get it down.
Oh, isn't the dauber thing like when you're fishing? Isn't that a dauber?
That's a bobber.
That's a
That's a
bobber.
bobber.
Okay. You know, Mr.
Not to the California
Mr.
boys.
Outdoorsman up here. It was a good guess.
That's maybe what they call a bobber
Bobber.
out there on the
Bobber.
West Coast.
Dauber's your nose.
It is? Seriously? Oh. Like first down Warriors from the 50. Oh, get the ball away. Yeah. Oh, man. Nice. That's a big hit, but I tell you what, that was a nice job by Hoffner pulling that in, hanging on to it.
Yeah.
Lost a yard. Would have
Say,
been better if he didn't.
In hindsight,
Yeah.
do last next time.
He just concentrated on the ball, though. He wasn't worried about whether somebody's going to hit him.
In that case, so you say that, I'd almost rather have him catch the ball, take a 1-yard loss than the mental image of.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah, you want him to compete for that play, regardless if it's going to go for 1 yard positive or 1 yard negative.
Second and 11, short 11. Seth gets the ball away. This time it's caught right in the middle of the field.
Oh!
Ingles gets, man, if that guy didn't bring him down, he's still running.
Yeah, there's a shoestring away from a big play there for the Warrior offense.
I think Ingles just tweaked his ankle just a little bit on it, too, and he got shoestring tackled, literally.
Yeah, they're running like almost a reverse flood play. They run all their other receivers towards the other boundary and then bring him coming across from the wide side.
I don't know if that replay was on there, but Hoffner took on 2, maybe even 3 defensive linemen coming through the middle and gave Seth time to get the pass off.
Ball on the 33-yard line of Kingman, first down. Handoff gets just about a 1 yard loss.
Yeah. Neither option on that option was going very far.
Yeah, if you don't hand it off, I think we get a. I mean, if you don't hand it off, I think Seth's going to get a bigger loss. Lanning will have 2nd and 11 to deal with. There's Hoffner come back in with the play. Ingles back to the sideline. He'll be coming right. Just. Two in the slot. 2 out on the corners, 1 back in the backfield. The handoff to that back, and he is buried.
Kingman acted like they knew exactly what play was coming there.
Didn't they?
Well, we've got a quick break. We'll mention our third quarter sponsors. The MHS Pack, Marion County Ace Hardware, Carlson's Grocery, and Yazzle McGill Funeral Home. Thank you. Thank you to those sponsors and all of our sponsors for allowing us to do what we do, even though we don't know exactly what it is that we do.
It's 3rd and 15. And well said, though.
Thank
you. And Lanning drops back, lets it go, and that's going to be intercepted. The receiver went down, but I think the defensive back was there to get it, even if we don't fall down.
I don't know if we'll get a replay on this one.
Yeah, Gene has a tendency to only record plays he likes.
What a front runner.
Sometimes, Gene, you need to know what happened.
I need to do my job. Well, we want the good plays too, but only I can hear you?
Yes.
Oh, he's got him.
Going long, and the man's open, and he pulls it in. Freeze out there with the tackle.
Pass caught by Avery Albright.
It was interesting at the end of that.
By Jonathan.
The official wanted to pull his flag out.
He's getting ready to throw it, put it back.
Kingman had they had mass protection. There was only a 2-man route. They only had 2 guys out on the play. They're both running to the middle of the field.
Yeah, side by side out there. This is going to be a Kingman touchdown. Nice cut back in the zone.
Touchdown, Kingman.
Seth had a chance to make that play out on the perimeter and lost his footing. And we went from a pretty positive drive on the Warriors offense to a turnover, and 2 plays later, Kingman's in the end zone trying to extend their lead to 35-6.
So far, I've been impressed with Kingman's special teams. At schools like Marion and Kingman and others, shrunk size, student body numbers, that it's just tough to have enough kids to do all the special, like kicking. There.
The announcer's curse.
I'll say that again because that was ugly right there.
I think
the play had stopped prior to the.
Doesn't matter. It's still ugly.
5-yard penalty.
Pushing back 5 yards for the illegal procedure, and then try it again. Equivalent of field goal here, a short.
Okay, so the kicker just got to tell the referee where he wanted the ball spotted.
Boy,
Plenty of leg.
yeah, he nailed that.
PAT is
So our
good.
score will be 35-6,
Score is
1:45 to go,
35.
third quarter.
Marion, 6.
And our, we want to make sure and mention that we have only said our quarterly sponsors once each quarter, but Gene's been putting them up on the screen, and we hope that you are paying attention to them, because those businesses and folks have been, most of them have been with us for years and years and years, and it's very much appreciated. And again, as we have converted over to being able to stream this live in addition to showing it on television, Sundays at 7, Wednesdays at 7 on Eagle Cable, and it's not Eagle Cable anymore now. It's Vive Cable. So come alive, get some Vive.
The Y.
Come alive with a Y, and you'll
Live with Y.
Okay, can you leave me alone?
This is ours.
This is, we're filling. Is that what we're doing?
What we do. You and Roger, you guys work well together. Man,
Mike?
Yes.
No.
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 So,
You asked if we could leave you alone.
Oh, okay.
does anybody know what tomorrow is?
Saturday, Spike Fest.
Going a little deep.
no, yesterday. You're talking
No,
about yesterday.
no, I'm talking about tomorrow.
No, it was yesterday.
I'm.
Yes.
Am
Oh,
I? Am
my
I?
goodness.
Am I?
Oh, guys.
Am I talking about yesterday, or am I talking about tomorrow?
Here's the
I
kick.
thought it was yesterday.
Taken at the 14-yard line. Get out to the 28.
Okay,
I
so
cannot believe we've forgotten this.
Kick returned by Braden Mercer.
I did on purpose.
Tackled by
Oh.
I really did on purpose. But by the way, since you mentioned it,
First and 10 Warriors.
they switched back on that one. They
Did-
returned
27.
Mercer and
Yep.
Alvin switched.
And
so
Mercer got the
actually had
kick,
got
yes.
the kickoff and ran that one back.
Kingman didn't spot that before they kicked.
Don't let us all be for not right.
I'm waiting for the right.
Fifth quarter.
Yeah.
Is there one tonight?
Roger,
No.
don't,
No,
No.
but that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay.
don't argue with me. Planning to pass, and that's high.
All right. We got a flag down.
Yeah, maybe a
Flag on the
defensive
play.
penalty.
Probably a good time to mention that tomorrow, Saturday, September the 19th, is National Talk Like a Pirate, which is one of the most favorite days that we have, and we rarely get it on the day, but it's always right around a broadcast day. So be prepared for the next 13 and a half minutes of game time.
That was bad.
But you're the only one, because the rest of us dropped the ball.
Well,
big time.
everybody's got a phone. I mean, I just screenshotted some things and saved them.
That one actually they called a pass interference on and not just holding, so we picked up 15 yards instead of just 10.
Did he say it was an automatic first down though?
Well, he didn't say automatic first down, but
Just
it is a first down.
resulted
because it
in a
was
first down?
it
We,
was
we
first
weren't
and 10
17
play.
yards back. So.
Right. Hard to know.
Right, ball out to the 43. Hand off to Hoffner. Hoffner fights hard to get a yard out of that.
Did a nice job bouncing it outside with the hole closed in the middle, but still couldn't quite
Hoffner.
get around the end fast.
Not much room there at all, but did a good job to pick up some positive yardage on first down after the
Tackled by the
penalty.
Eagle front line.
Olsen will split out on the far side. Coming straight at you on your screen is Engel, along with Alvin. Hoffner's backfield. Lanning drops back to pass. He's got all kinds of company back there, and he goes down.
Did a good job trying to step up in the pocket there and was able to avoid the first rusher, but fortunately there were just more Kingman Eagles coming to take him down.
That landing on the carry.
And what do you want to sell us? Tell us. Go. Do it. Do it.
Why don't pirates shower before they walk the plank?
I don't know.
Because they'll just wash up on shore later. Arr.
Arr. 3rd and 17.
Oh. Don't do it. Oh.
Heck of an interception. We've got a flag here, however.
The DB was offside at the bottom of the screen before the play even started. He tried to walk up into press coverage, and he walked right on top of the line of scrimmage.
Tell you what, Lanning that was a heck of a pass.
As he was getting hit.
Yeah,
as
he
he
had
was
no
getting
time.
hit. And it was to the receiver. It was just so well played
Gonna be
by the
right
defensive
down there.
back.
Show you.
Rutgers acting out the call.
5-yard penalty. Replay.
And they've been doing that all night.
Mhm.
I think what happened, it was Olsen was out there on that particular. And if you watch, the difference between Olsen and Freeze, when Freeze goes
holding on this.
I thought it was offside.
Maybe he jumped offside and held someone. Think?
Holding.
Okay.
10-yard previous spot. 3.
All right.
Got us an extra 5
Say
yards, baby.
third and now 6-ish. 5.
So anyway, what I was going to say on that press, like you were talking, when Freeze is out there, goes up and he plays clear at the front end of what their official allows him. So he's right on top of the line of scrimmage himself, but Olsen plays back about half a yard. So when that D-back comes up to press and they get 6 inches off like they've been doing all night, that D-back will be automatically outside.
That's what it looked like here at the bottom. But
I thought too. Yeah. But I'm not looking right down the line like you
yeah.
We will have an untimed down.
Oh, into the quarter. Okay.
Oh, into the what? Okay. Into the quarter, so we're going to play with no time because the penalty occurred at the end of the quarter. Gotcha.
There's a lot of hollering going on. I like this.
Is.
I like this. Here comes the house.
Lanning is running for his life.
Yeah, no shot.
So that will bring up a quarterly report sponsored by
St. Luke Hospital, and we'll send it down to Darren Neufeld.
Well, they picked 4 in that quarter, but it still was a lot of positive. We had a lot of good offensive plays in that quarter.
Yep.
So, we just got to keep fighting like that for points on the board, and ultimately, even if score doesn't change much here in the fourth quarter, going to the next one, we did positive. I mean, if you're actually starting to move the ball, the passing game's working, your defense, rush defense is working great. You got to feel pretty good about going into district play with those couple of things clicking.
Yeah.
So.
Fix up the back end a little bit with some of the big passing plays that we've given up. But
I wish we could establish a little bit more of a run game, but, man, there's white jerseys in the backfield every snap.
Yep.
And it's not necessarily because we're not blocking. If you watch the linemen, every lineman's getting a hat on. They're just bringing at least 1 or 2 of the linebackers every down.
Yeah.
They're just finding the holes where runners are trying to go to when we have run the ball.
Give Jeremiah Lang a little love for noticing that the cheerleaders are doing a little bit of a dance routine here during the quarter. Had music playing, and he caught those instead of their new.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what?
How much does the pirate pay for his piercing?
How much does a pirate pay for his piercings? I don't know. Buccaneer. Low snap. Alvin does a nice job fielding it. Gets off a good kick. Good Marion bounce to it. And push the ball down inside the 30. Down it on about the 27. Roger, you better make time.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
What did the ocean say to the pirate?
Don't know.
Nothing. It just waved.
Kingman, the 27.
Did you look up like the worst pirate jokes?
Oh,
Is that what you
absolutely.
looked up?
Yeah, I don't want like funny. I want like corny funny. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe next week when Darren, along with Jeremiah and Gene, go to Haven, and be sure to tune in that. They can use the pirate jokes you reject.
Not happy.
Nice run. Oh, he's still going. That's a heck of a good run, and he's broken free. Got an angle on him here. Does a nice little move, but it doesn't keep the Warriors off of himself. He's down to 21 after a
Flag
big
down
gain.
way behind the play.
Carry.
We're back here at the 45-yard line. The white hat dropped the flag.
There have been a lot of flags.
Especially in this second. Kingman quarterback was pointing at us. Spurring down there. This is almost like an NFL game, the amount of time the officials are spurring. And Gene wants to attempt these three
Well, they're going the other way.
First back. That's deep. Is it first? He's about half of this goal.
I wonder if someone took a shot at the quarterback in a defenseless position. He certainly seemed to know it was going to be against us. He's going to put the ball on the 10-yard line. Yeah, officially had to run back and get the flag. Whistle. Oh my God! You know things are going well when you make the pitch, it hits the ground and bounces right up in the guy's
Low
gut.
snap, rolling pitch.
In stride.
Yeah.
He never even broke stride.
Gave him a little hop, or even had just reached down to about his knee to pick it up.
Take a look at it here. There's the low snap. Handled it pretty well. Very poor pitch.
Right
and
up to
it's
him.
Perfect, right? Nathan Hoffner's being attended to over here on the sideline. That run's going to go in the end zone. That'll be a score. Kingman.
Touchdown, Kingman.
Put Kingman in the 40s. So far, KT's been kicked. And they're lining up for it now. Got somebody on the, they need one more player out there. Well, they have 11. They
They're
need
allowed
one
to
more.
have one more. I'm not.
It's no good. I think that's off to the right. And they, I'm wrong. We've proven one thing. I'm not very good at telling whether they're through there or not.
Why couldn't they play card pirate?
Oh, I know this one, but I want you to do it anyway.
Ending on.
Yes.
I thought, that's not
about.
not
Come
up,
on.
not up to our standard.
I'm not gonna tell anyone's like case though where we almost got banned for life.
Yeah.
Casey, who was just like Darren. Darren is like the ghost of Casey is in him right now. That he's such a grump. But then Casey finally decides to tell one, and it's just like it's not good for.
Rated R.
It's rated R.
Rated R. Oh. What has 8 legs, 8 arms, and 8 eyes?
8 arms, 8 legs, 8 eyes. 16 Pirates.
8 Pirates.
8.
Good guess, though. Good guess.
I was in the ballpark. Math was never my
What's a pirate favorite type of physical exercise?
aerobic?
A plank.
Oh. All right, 42-6.
Oh,
Line drive
seed.
kick. Bounced off one guy's hands into the other. That's Mercer going around the. Oh, there's cuts back now. Good return by Mercer.
It's out past the 30.
Ball return by Braden Mercer. Tackled
Mike?
by a
You're
convocation.
gonna have to think cap on.
Okay,
Stay with.
I'll try.
How do you turn a pirate furious?
How do you turn a pirate furious?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Irate. I like it. I like it. Oh.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Oh,
Mike.
that is.
Hey, Mike.
That's, no.
Hey,
no,
Mike.
no, I
Hey, Mike.
gotta-
Hey, Mike. Hey,
I'm
Mike.
trying to recover from the previous one. How long it took me to figure it out. All right, here's a Matt Lanning running for his life. Gets the pitch off. Pretty big hit out there. He's going to get down just short of the 30. All right, let's have it, Raj.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Braden Mercer
What did the
on
pirate
carry.
wear on Halloween?
What?
A pumpkin patch. Arr.
I like that. That's clever.
It's
though.
cute.
That was good, yes. Well, it's second down, 13 to go. We've created a monster. 2 months, actually, with Rod.
Oh, boy.
And I'm telling you what, they almost tackled Lanning in the ball carrier at the same time. Test.
Jake Hess on the carry.
Loss on the
Adrian.
play. That's a 5-yard loss.
On to Barris.
3rd and 17.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what?
Where can ye find a pirate who has lost a wooden leg?
Where can you find a pirate? Lost, not the lost found. I don't know.
Right where you left him. Arr.
I like that one. That's good. 3rd and 17. Lanning trying to get a pass off. Oh, blow the whistle. Come on. All right. Guess they did, and I just didn't hear it. So,
Landing on the carry.
Roger, what's this deal with, and this is not a joke. I heard him discussing this the other day on the radio, that they're using electronic whistle game.
Yeah,
What the heck is electronic whistle?
I don't know.
It's a little device, just a couple inches long, and you hold it in your hand and push on the button, and it blows a whistle.
But where does the whistle come
It's electronically generated out of like little, almost like one of those smoking little machines.
Like a vape thing?
Yeah, it looked about like that.
Nice punt.
from? Oh.
Gonna get, guess the Warriors on some kind of unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct. And the coach is doing a good job there, telling Braden that can't have that. He gets a certain number of those. It affects not only tonight, but
Yeah.
it affects the next
Upcoming
week as
weeks,
well.
Right.
And the roster that doesn't have much room as far as
The thing is, and you already said who it is, so I'll say it too. That the thing that I like, Mercer he's competing. He's still got some fire. I'm not saying that it was a good idea,
no,
but he's still fired up, and he was trying to make a point.
absolutely. And but I mean, there's a right way to go about it though, and that one was a little bit
Well,
towards the side of
the difference is when Kingman has done it tonight, it's been in a crowd or not on the main guy. The whole focus play is.
Yeah, you got the punt returner there backing up away from the bouncing football. Like, of course, that's where the eyes are going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm still not sure. I mean, yes, he hit him, but it was not a flagrant hit. What's illegal about going down and hitting? It wasn't a defenseless player. It was an active catch. No different than a block out in the middle of the field.
They're going to mark off the 15 here. They'll put the ball on the Warrior 30. Hey, what?
Let the pirate go to buy his hook.
Where did the Pirate buy his? Where? That's really weird. Sick.
Hey, Mike. Mike, what do you call a pirate, 2 eyes and 2 legs?
Rookie.
Ah, you knew it.
I knew it. Oh, here's going to be a nice big run, and it's going to go all the way to the house. Interesting, as you saw Seth Lanning going in, trying to do the tomahawk chop there, the same thing that happened to the Warriors last week.
Yep.
Trying to do it after he's already in the end zone, but hey, I guess
it was close. He was down near the goal line.
He's trying.
And this is kind of the dreaded fourth quarter undoing that the Marion teams have had through now what is going to be 3 weeks.
Yeah.
To where I don't know if it's a depth issue, a focus issue. We don't know exactly what it is, but the fourth quarters have not been kind to the Warriors on either side of it through the first 3 weeks. And only through the first 4 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Just like last week, Warriors seemed to be getting back in a ball game, kind of had a couple of good plays. And then, somebody pulls the stopper out of the bathtub. 49-6.
I think we are going to catch a little running clock here as the score has.
Yep. 1-2. Difference is 42.
43?
Yeah, but I think he's
Is it 42 points that warrants?
No, it's a 42-point difference, I believe.
That makes it being a running clock?
Yes,
Okay.
So.
Darren, they were arguing with you because it's not 42, it's 43. But I understood what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a 42-point difference or greater.
Okay.
Tell Chuck's motioning and asking. The answer is whatever the white hat says.
Yeah.
If the white hat doesn't catch it and go to a running clock, then it's not a running clock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be his call.
And it won't start until this next possession.
Yeah, until the ball's kicked.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you got? What do you got, Insider?
45. I was wrong. It's 45-point difference.
Yeah. Good to know. I'll write that down. One of us needs to because we didn't know.
And MCTV has done its community service, formed the guys' booth. And I don't blame the fact they seriously questioned whether we knew what we were talking about. Good job by Darren down there. It's generally the first time in the 3 games he's had that he usually he has antagonized that close official so much that there's no way he could ask him a question.
The coaches are doing it enough for me tonight. I didn't have to step in.
Picked up on the 20. Ball out 35-yard line. We got another flag.
Yeah, that's going to be on the Warriors.
Flag on the play.
You know, you look back at the first quarter, it was 21-0. Here in the fourth quarter, we've given up another 21. So 42 of 49 points came on the bookends of us playing good football.
personal foul. Hurdling against the yards at the end of the run.
Yeah, they called hurdling, which is kind of a newer thing, and it's basically just to protect the health of the runner. You see it in pros a lot, jump over somebody, and these high school kids do it too, but it's dangerous to do.
I mean, they're running full speed and hitting one another. It's not that. It's kind of weak, in my opinion.
You know,
But we have the same rule in high school baseball. If there's a defender laying on the ground, like the catcher is sprawled out on the line, you can't jump over him to get to home plate. You have to go around him. So
No.
I get the safety issue.
Is that, though, to protect the catcher or you?
Probably both in a way.
Okay. I mean, you could,
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of distance with your jump, come right down on it.
Right. I just trying to envision this like in a football play like that. I mean, we saw he's just trying to run. So if a guy just dives out in front of him and isn't going to tackle him, is he supposed to stop and go around him? I mean, your instinct's going to tell you just, okay, I'm going to just hurdle this guy.
Well, you're right. And the odds are that if he's, and let's say some guy comes low and you just,
Well, I mean, and playing devil's advocate here, I guess, if a guy is like diving for your feet
yeah, exactly.
and you go over his hand with your foot, is that hurdling his hand? You know what I mean? And I know that sounds silly, but
Purely discretionary call by the officials.
okay. So you can hurdle somebody's hand if they lay out to try to tackle you, but you can't hurdle somebody. I'm going to stop.
I mean, Will definitely left his feet. But
Arr,
the
you made my
emotion
head
didn't look
hurt.
at him like more than a dive. So
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 19. And Warriors push the ball out to the 25.
You're seeing a lot of the seniors over here on the sideline now. He's pulled out. The 55's Jack Lanning is now in at quarterback. That's little brother.
I didn't catch who that was on the carry. Nathan.
The only one I see out there that, Anderson Waddell's still in at center. Quade Williams is still
Quade Williams
in.
still out there. He just stopped. You don't see a lot of quarterbacks with the number 55.
No.
Betty had to report into the official.
And his other number listed on the roster is 42. So neither one of those is
Neither
going
one
to
of those
qualify
really
as a quarterback number.
Jack Lanning.
49-6, the Warriors trailing fourth quarter. It's 6:42 and counting.
Colby.
Both teams have heavily substituted at this point. Sullivan's going to come in with the play.
I don't have a program on me. If you guys do up there, who was that number 3 that was?
Chance Schultz.
Chance Schultz, that's right.
Sophomore. Landing keep. Jack.
Oh, Jack's looking for some. Like to see that out of a young ball carrier.
Exactly. He lowered his head to pick up the first down.
Yeah, he wasn't looking to try to.
If he doesn't
get
lower
out
his
of the way.
head, there's no first down. That was a good play by Jack.
And he got the first down. They haven't signaled it yet. They're waiting.
The far official did. The far official's telling him to move forward.
There we go. You see, well, Jack's the youngest of 3 boys. That collision right there is just Tuesday night for him.
That's getting to the dinner table right
Exactly.
there.
Down at 30.
Oh.
And going to go down in the backfield that time.
Jack Lanning, the carry. Tackled by Jacob Over.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Well, folks, we know that we got 5 minutes to go, so I'm not.
And we need to mention our fourth quarter
please
sponsors.
do.
They are Marion Dye and Fixture, Edward Jones Investment, Ludwig Truck Line. Also a good time to mention our Warrior sponsors, Gambino's Pizza, Marion Auto Supply, and Security First Title. Thank you to those sponsors and all of our sponsors.
2nd and 16. Lanning gets the ball away. Oh, almost picked off. He was being tackled as he threw.
He had Ian Ingles open over the middle. If that pass was just a little bit higher, Ingle might have been able to even pick up down.
That's a big no-no for quarterback, late and over the middle and across your body. But he did have an opportunity to complete that pass.
I want to thank Gene Winkler for setting up and making all this work to the extent that it worked. It's all on Gene. He can't control what the announcers do. Flat. And runs through a couple tackles. A nice run. Picks up an extra 5 yards.
Good effort there. I think that was Jonathan Freeze out
Freeze.
there. Yep.
Still going to be 4th and 4. Oh, 4th and 5. They moved it back.
Freeze on the hit.
I'm going to go for
Why not?
I
Yeah.
think he should.
basically JV versus JV out here. I didn't get the throw away. Boy, he kind of sidearmed that, and that's a completion.
Completion to Ingles.
That was a nice little play.
That was the Jack been watching Mahomie show.
That was a nice little run pass option there. Take the give, and he's got the option to roll out and either deliver it if he sees his receiver open or tuck it and run for the first down. And nice little sidearm flick there to move the chains.
Ian did a great job to go into a slide just to make sure he could secure the ball and not try to, catch shoestring. And
Yep.
Jack landing keep. He powers forward. Now we got the whole team here. We had out of 22 players, we had 21 of them involved in that.
I think that's another one of those pass or yards after hit contact.
Yeah.
I think that was a good 5 yards after contact there.
That was another kind of RPO play to where he's got the option to throw it or run it. He didn't like what he saw through the air, so he just made up his mind real quick that, hey, I'm going to put my nose in the ground and put my nose down and try to get as much as I can. Picked up 6 with the assist from all other 10 red jerseys out there.
Ingles limped off, and Schultz, Chance mentioned earlier, is back in. In fact, he may be in consideration. There's a handoff to 52, another Sterling running back number. Caleb Darrow, that would be Jack's cousin.
Ball carried by Caleb Darrow.
Jack's cousin.
Tackled by Lai Kitty.
Oh. Third down, 3rd and 4.
It's pretty impressive to watch our JV. This is the first time we've seen them in action this year. Move the football.
Yeah. Lane's going to keep, and he's really not much there, but he's going to fight forward, and good gravy, he may get the first down.
The scrum
They're gonna
is
have
on.
to blow the whistle at some point.
Scrum is on.
The officials are just scoping the
Jack
clock to
Laney.
keep running.
Yeah, that may be to try to run the clock out.
They gave him the first.
Yeah.
He
He's
got
got
a
a first down.
That was 3 yards from the contact, and just kept moving forward.
There you go. Another first down for Jack and the whole entire Marion team. You got to give that credit to the whole other 10 guys, too, because that was literally a 22-person scrum right in the middle of the field.
Well, and these are plays that they're not necessarily – well, they're not. They're not affecting the outcome of this game. They're affecting the development of this team.
Yep.
And I think that's something you can never lose sight of. You don't want to give up plays because with them not playing a ton of JV contests and fifth quarters, every rep that these guys get is huge.
That was Darrow with the carry.
Caleb Darrow
lost
on
the
the carry. Tackled
See,
by
they gave him
Thane
forward progress.
Patterson.
It's actually maybe a slight gain, but the crowd on the other side reacted as if
They're really excited about whoever made that tackle.
Yeah, they
It
sure
was
are.
number 75.
Yeah, must
right
be a
in the
guy
middle.
that's real well liked and maybe doesn't get the opportunity to play a whole lot, but good
Clean
things
jersey, obviously probably a freshman.
Yeah, good things on both sides.
2nd 10. Darrow again, short gain, if any, maybe a loss.
Caleb Darrow.
Yep.
On the
Number
carry.
75 is a freshman.
Dalton Barber. Back.
Number 70, Colin James, coming off the field for the Warriors.
Clock down to 25.
Let's get one more off. Get one more off.
Yeah, I wish Kraft would send a play in, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to. I think he's going to let this one expire.
I'll tell you what, guys. Thank you to Roger and Jeremiah for not. It would have been horrible for the tradition of Talk Like a Pirate Day to go by unrecognized. So thank you, guys.
Oh, yes.
Let's go down.
Atrocious. Horrible. It would just been the end of the world.
Let's go down at 49-6. Let's go down and wrap it up, Darren.
Drive safe.
Well,
Have a good evening.
still got to say, you know, you gave up 21 on the bookends. That middle 2 quarters, you just got to find a way to play the whole game like that. I don't know, maybe they're here at the end watching the JV be able to move the ball, maybe a little aspiring, I don't know. But once again, it really doesn't matter that you're 0-3 at this point. It doesn't matter what your record is going into next week. The whole season really starts next week with the start of district play. So we will be on the road broadcasting from Haven next week. It will be the JV for us, too, Jeremiah and I. And Gene's support, of course. That's the only varsity player we're taking with us. But looking forward to that. Also, if you get a chance, tomorrow is Spike Fest. You will not be able to get in because it is a limited entrance per participant. But you will be able to watch it on this same MCTV Live YouTube. All of the Marion games, Marion plays at 9, 11, and 2. And also the other games in our pool will be broadcast on our channel. So come stick up online and watch those games. I hope the volleyball team can come out good. So far, they got an 8-4 record on the year and doing well so far. So once again, here from Marion tonight, I'm going to kick it back up to somebody in the booth to finish up. But, you know, saw a lot of positive things. Hope we can just keep it up over the next couple of weeks.
Jeremiah, you got anything do you want to say, man?
I enjoyed being in the booth with you guys, and hope the Warriors improve from tonight. Come out next week against Haven, games behind them, and ball up and down the field and strong.
Mr. Roger.
I think Darren said it right. You know, your new season starts next week with district games. Take the positives from these first 3 weeks. Try to learn from the things that were negative, didn't go so well, and try to kind of reset yourself and start a new season here next Friday down in Haven.
So, folks, we hope you enjoyed tonight. We hope you'll come watch and listen to these games next week. Again, mctv20live. We'll live stream them right to you on YouTube, or you can watch on local cable 20. Mike Towers for Roger and Jeremiah and Darren and Gene saying good night, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan. Good night, Kevin. Good night, Red. Good night, Gabby, wherever you are.